Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between MYMDeMusliM and Phobos here on Lost Temple, so SGSPhoboS. Phobos spawning at the 8 o'clock position as the green Protoss player, meanwhile MYMDeMusliM spawning as the teal Terran player, so teal versus green once again. We'll see how this game gets underway. Now, I was going to say, since this is not a 1v1 map, there's not going to be that proxy barracks, but I could be wrong, as we already have an SCV going out to scout, activating that Zelnaga watchtower. At least, I guess that's more of a morale thing, as once you activate that Zelnaga watchtower, you can in fact see more and more of those units. And now building a barracks over here, that is very, very interesting, a strategy on building that barracks. Not quite sure why he would build the barracks over here. Most likely he thinks there's like a 2 out of 3 chance that they're spawning over here and over here instead of just simply over here. In comes this probe looking for that proxy barracks, trying to see if there is one there. Does not in fact see one, and now in comes this probe gonna now check out to see if there is in fact some sort of, nope, doesn't see a fast expansion, but is in fact going to see this gas up. So MYM already getting early gas. Now this is really going to change the strategy up for Phobos. Phobos stopping that probe production for just a moment to get that earlier gateway, and then even though he lost a little bit of chrono boost time, that will definitely save him. Taking a look back at Phobos, still trying to look around this map, trying to figure out where exactly that barracks is, because he knows that he's going to have to deal with the barracks. However, this barracks of DeMusliM is in the wrong location, and with that barracks being in the wrong location, DeMusliM is going to have a hard time trying to get those Reapers. Those Reapers would have had a safer time being built from here and then just jumping down and jumping back up, as opposed to flying all the way or just hovering all the way across the map. And as soon as I said Reapers, of course DeMusliM produces Marauders. So Marauders now being produced instead. And now the probe still wandering around, wondering where exactly that barracks is, does not see that barracks, and still looking for it. I'm gonna go ahead and check if there's anything back over here by these destructible rocks, as that SCV now gonna head up that ramp and in fact see that there is this base over here. Zealots already being trained, cybernetics core being built up, and now we have a bunker being placed down by DeMusliM. DeMusliM dropping down that bunker. We'll see, takes down that probe. Will the Zealot be able to come out in time and take down that SCV? That is the 100 mineral question at this stage. And wait, where did the Zealot down over here, perhaps trying to take down that one unit, wanting to wait until there are in fact 2 Zealots. Very smart of Phobos, as those 2 Zealots will in fact be able to at least start to somehow charge a single Marauder, but that Marauder still able to launch those attacks, and now getting down another bunker. So DeMusliM getting some bunkers into position and trying to take down some of those pros. Phobos now moving over, gonna take down that SCV. SCV already taken down, and now gonna try to take down this bunker. Marauders coming in to join in on this fight. Bunker gonna get destroyed, however, but income-wise, Phobos still a little bit ahead, just because he didn't have to sacrifice that economy early in the game to produce these units. Now remember, this is patch 7, not patch 8. So with patch 8, he would not have these concussive missiles already. This would not have already occurred. Stalker now doing a little bit of chasing, trying to chase down that Marauder. One Marauder already down. Second Marauder now coming in. The Muslims using those Marauders very, very effectively, being able to move and attack, pull back away, and then continue to hold position. More Marauders still being trained up by the Muslims. So both of the players now sitting at 11 harvesters. However, there were a couple probes that were lost or that were in transition. We should probably have about the same amount of mining. No, it does not look like there's the same amount of mining. Oh, I forgot about the mule. So the mule from the Muslim, giving him essentially 3 additional miners, or is it 3 or 5? I think it's 6. Yeah, because it mines 30 per trip. So in come those Marauders. Marauders now going to be coming around that edge, trying to stick together. We'll see how these Stalkers really work out. The Stalkers have a range of 6, so we'll be able to do a little bit of shooting. Need to focus down these units. No real reason to continue to... Very nicely done, bringing in those probes to continue this forcing of the attack, because it is much harder to micro these units as those Stalkers continue to engage. And in comes a Sentry as well. Are we going to get a Guardian Shield? No Guardian Shield. Down goes one of those Marauders. Down goes a Stalker, but that Marauder may get taken down by that fast-moving Stalker. So Marauder already down to 19, down to 6, and poof, there it goes. So Marauder taking down both sides, taking some pretty heavy losses. However, Phobos losing a lot more workers as well. MYMDeMusliM now sitting on 15 Harvester compared to Phobos' 11. And keep in mind that he also has a mule, and MYMDeMusliM also getting up another command center as well. So that command center gonna enable him to be able to just produce SCVs and get more of an economic advantage. Barracks still sitting over here, no research to Stim Pack now being researched. I'm still waiting for that concussive missile to show up, but it doesn't, because this is patch 7. And now double barracks being produced by MYMDeMusliM, so MYMDeMusliM just really keeping to that tier 1 army. That tier 1 army is so effective against Protoss players in patch 7. However, patch 8 completely changed it, and I wish I was casting this game as though it was in patch 8, therefore I could learn a little bit more strategies, as Blizzard has already addressed the issue. Out comes an Immortal, so an Immortal now being used, and a Zealot coming out as well. A Warp Gate research already finished, so a single Immortal with that sentry, the Immortal will be doing 50 damage a shot with a range of 5 against those Marauders. So those Marauders will have to be careful. They will definitely need numbers and Stim Pack in order to really fight back. Coming back over here, Zealot running around the base, trying to make sure that there's no Reapers, no Barracks lifting up and landing off in his base either. We'll see how this is really all going to work as more Marauders come in and join on the fight, waiting for, perhaps he's trying to get, no, not going for that, what's it called yet, not going for the orbital command yet, mining with a fair number of SCVs, almost getting up to 2,000 minerals a minute, so we'll be able to, 1,000 minerals a minute. Don't know what I was reading for a second. Alright, composing myself. Not much to really say. Marauders gathering here by the Zelnaga watchtower. It's like, hey, let's hang out at the watchtower. Alright, let's sit here and talk about nothing. Alright, Marauders now in that little mech group, just walking together, nicely grouped up. I think a nice force field. A force field could have been cast down, and those Marauders would have been moved over. And as soon as those Marauders moved over, that sentry should have been able to, or double do those force fields, and then could have been able to take down some of those Marauders. He could have really used that force field, and if you cast a force field on units, you can push units backwards or push units closer to you. A quick scanner sweep reveals warp gate technology, double gateway, and a robotics facility with more Immortals being produced. So we should probably see some sort of Ghost Academy in just a moment. Yeah, Ghost Academy already down, and taking a look at the production, already getting 1 Ghost, perhaps going to get 2. But we in fact have a Warp Prism being warped in, so a Warp Prism from Phobos. Phobos may be able to do some sort of backdoor drop into the base and perhaps get and just deal an economic blow to MYMDeMusliM. We'll see what's going to be happening in part 2 of this replay. Stay tuned for part 2 of this replay between MYMDeMusliM and Phobos here on Lost Temple.